Greetings and salutations, this is Jason Silverain. This is just a quick one today with Quickie Fancy Adventure. Now, with my Steam forever tainted, with some of the things I've been sent to review, yeah, this came up in my recommendations. It's a completely free game, barely a visual novel I will say, because there's hardly any options in it, but it's still technically classes. It's made by Oppai Games, it has 10 achievements, it was released in 2023, and really, it's more of an advertisement for their Quickie Love Hotel story, which is a bit more of a fleshed out simulation and dating and also visual novel game. I haven't played it. I didn't really want to pay the £15 for it. Not really my thing. But this one I could just say is quietly inoffensive. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's a bit of an all-rounder. If I have any complaint about it is that they've reused all the sort of their characters from a Love Hotel story. It makes sense in context of the storyline for this. However, I feel like they missed a trick. If you're going to have a fantasy setting, at least go hard on the fantasy for your characters. Especially in this kind of thing. As a result, all we get is a bit of a stereotypical bunch of characters. The sort of the childhood friend fighter, the clumsy mage, a pair of dryads who are basically just poison ivy knockoffs, the most lackluster cat girl I've seen in a long time, a rather dull vampirus, and an even duller elf. Oh, and before I forget, a pixie that's so boring I forgot she was even in the game, even though she does have one of the best scenes. With that all said, I will give credit where credit is due. The backgrounds are very nicely done. The character animation and art style is very clean, even if it's not my personal preference, to be honest. And the sound effects are there, which are a bit of a hit and miss. They are all voice acted, it's not just stock noises, though it could be mistaken for stock noises, because there's not really any dialogue, and it's really a bit annoying that every time you doing conversation pieces, if a character pops up, they just go, huh? Ah. Oh, sorry. You know, no actual real voice acting, just a single bit line, which gets very irritating if you're going through this game quickly, if you're like me and can speed read. And speaking of speed, you will complete this game between 20 to 40 minutes. 20 minutes if you're just skimming through for the adult content, 40 minutes if you're reading it, or somewhere in between anyway. And for the plot, I gave it more credit than it was due. I really did. At the start, you meet an elder character. I genuinely thought this was going to be a time loop thing from where it was coming from. Because it gives you, essentially, long story short, you're fighting some sort of necromancer army. It's never really gone into detail. The war's not going well. There seems to be a bit of a terminology whether or not you're in a small village or a big town, but oh well, it doesn't really matter. Details are confusing. And so is the background with these people who are mostly blacked out, but not entirely. Again, weird art design. The elder who's leading the efforts basically goes, we need the elves to help. You, valiant adventurers, sod off and take my amulet that's been keeping me alive because I've been technically immortal thanks to this thing, to the elves. Who would have thought it? Giving an amulet of immortality to elves who are usually immortal in most fantasy settings. Oh well, that can't backfire, can it? And I thought, from the way the plot was going and some of the other sort of lines he gives you, that this was going to be a time loop, that you are this guy, you're going to meet the Queen of the Elves, she'll help out in the war, but you'll get shunted back in time or something. I was completely off it. The story is nowhere near as complicated, but I won't spoil it for you if you tend to play this, because, hey, get those 10 easy to get Steam achievements. The various choices in the game are pretty much whether or not you access a piece of adult content, and it's really obvious which are the wrong choices. Just be nice. Just say yes. Don't rush. And you'll get all of the scenes. Again, if you want to see any of those scenes, just go to the Steam page for this thing. Their main trailer just ends up showing a bunch of them straight away. It's not hidden here, folks. I can't show it you because YouTube will hit me hard with the strikes. Well, that's all for this one, really. I know, as I said, it's Quickie entitled Quickie for Review. well, hopefully I'll see you next time, and we'll have something a bit more fleshed out. My videos have been getting a bit longer recently because of the type of games I've been playing. I'm hoping to keep some of them between 20 minutes, but there might be a few hour ones mixed in. But I will see you next time.